Are you getting the most discoverability out of your Steam tags? Steam allows you and players to add tags to your game to help with discoverability. Your tags impact where and how your game will appear to potential customers on Steam. Each game must have 5 tags, up to a maximum of 20. While they're pretty simple and easy to add, there's even a tag wizard to help you. Getting the most out of your Steam tags isn't as straightforward as you might think. In this video, we'll go over the basics of Steam tags, show you why they matter for game discoverability, and finally, take a look at Steam tagging tips from some bright minds in the game dev industry. We are Ask Game Dev, and this is everything we know about Steam tags. Welcome back. We make videos on how to elevate your game development and inspire others. If after watching this video you want to continue the game dev conversation, check the video description for a link to our Discord server. We're now making fresh Ask Game Dev content on all of the major social networks, so be sure to check us out there too. Okay, let's talk about Steam tag basics. As we mentioned in the intro, you'll need to add 5 to 20 tags to your game's Steam store page before you can publish it. According to Steam's documentation, while they recommend using all 20, the top 5 tags should paint a fairly clear picture of your game. The tag order also determines the weight each tag has on your game. There are hundreds of tags available, split into 13 categories. Top-level genres, subgenres, visuals and viewpoint, themes and moods, features, players, other tags, software, assessments, ratings and etc., hardware/input, and funding and etc. All of the available tags can be found in Steam's documentation. So with hundreds of tags across 13 categories, where does one begin? Well, let's first talk about your goal with defining your Steam tags. The strategy is to pick relevant keywords that best describe your game. It's important to remember that these tags are a key component of how Steam will show your game to potential buyers. The tags you pick will signal to Steam what types of users are likely to be interested in your game. Knowing that, it's important to pick tags that are accurate. You may be tempted to pick terms that are broad and popular, but keep in mind that Steam will only surface your game to users that follow those genres for so long if users aren't clicking on your capsule image. It's better to be hyper-focused and target tag keywords that you're more likely to convert with. This approach will keep the Steam algorithm incentivized to keep showing your game on their pages. Now that we know our goal, the next thing you should do is take a look at similar titles. You know your game more than anybody else, so you probably have a good idea of what games inspired it. Take a look at those games and write down their tags. Pay special attention to the top 5 tags of each game. You want your game to share similarities in tags with those titles to signal to Steam that players of those titles may be interested in your game. Once you have a handle of what tags are in your realm of similar titles, it's time to hit Steam's tag wizard. The wizard will walk through the process of choosing and weighting the right tags, step by step. Later in the video, we'll go through the Steam wizard together. First, let's talk about the whole point of the tag wizard exercise. We know Steam uses the tagging system to get a better understanding of what your game is and who may like it. But where specifically do you benefit from this? How do tags actually help with discoverability? Well, let's check out the many different ways. First off, there's Steam's recommendations. If you're logged into Steam and you check out the main store page, you'll notice Steam is pushing games specific to you. There's the Discovery Queue, a custom playlist of games that Steam thinks you'll like. There's the Players Like You Love carousel. These games are recommended based on the games you've played, specifically the tags of the games that you've played. And there's also game recommendations based on specific games you've played or games you've added to your wish list. As you scroll down through the main page, you'll find an endless amount of recommendations. Tags are a huge factor in this recommendation process. Next, there's the More Like This section. Each game page, including yours, has a More Like This section that features games that Steam thinks are similar. Steam uses your top 20 tags to figure out what pages you should appear on and which games should appear on yours. Here's a quick tip. Use the website steamlikes.com to see which games appear on a particular game's More Like This section, and vice versa. Finally, users are able to browse and search for titles by tag. Not only that, they can use tags as filters when browsing games. So if I'm looking for, say, a platformer that's 2D and has robots, I should be able to find a number of titles that match using Steam's Narrow by Tag feature. In addition to all of this, Steam recently introduced smarter tag-based searches with Query Expansion. With Query Expansion, Steam is trying to get search to treat tags more like a human would. Here's a quick example of how it works. Say you have an RTS game. Tags you could use for this would be RTS, real-time, and strategy. What if you only had the RTS tag? You'd be missed when users search for real-time and strategy games. Query Expansion fixes that. You can try out this system today by visiting Steam Labs Experiment 4.1. Search with expanded tags. We'll leave a link in the description. Okay, so we know what tags are, what they do, and how we can benefit from them. This is about as far as Steam's documentation will take us. How do we maximize our game's discoverability and avoid common pitfalls? For that, let's turn to the experts. The website and mailing list howtomarketagame.com by Chris Zukowski is a fantastic resource and has a number of great articles on Steam tags. A recent post, Steam 101, How to Tag Your Game, had a number of eye-opening tips. We'll leave a link to the full article in the description. We won't spoil it all, but here are 3 tips from the article that we thought were really useful, in no particular order. Number 1. Don't use the tag indie. If Chris sees the tag indie on a game's page, it's a clear signal to him that their tagging needs work. Why? He calls tags like this empty calorie tags. The group also includes the tags casual, adventure, and action. Basically, these tags are so common that adding them won't provide much of a benefit for your game's discovery. It's even worse if you use them as one of your top 5 tags, as they'd be taking the spot of a more descriptive tag. Number 2. Another type of tag to avoid are what Chris refers to as poison pill tags. Poison pill tags are tags that are divisive and may turn people off from your game quickly. Some of these tags Chris mentions are gore, violent, and blood. These aren't tags you should add lightly. Only use these tags if they are the focus of your game. And lastly, number 3. Refresh your tags every 2 to 3 months. You should do this for 2 reasons. First, Steam regularly adds new tags. They might add a tag that better describes your game. Second, because users can tag your game too, you should be getting in there and making sure the tags added are relevant and don't include any empty calorie or poison pill tags. You can remove these tags with the Tag Wizard. Make sure to check out the article for more tips. Chris actually wrote a follow-up article where he dives deeper into different genre tags. We'll leave a link to that in the description as well. How about a tip directly from Valve? In 2019, at Melbourne International Games Week, Valve's Molly Carroll shared tips for launching a game on Steam. What did she say about tags? She mentioned that most developers lack imagination when it came to tags, in that they stopped adding tags at the genre level. Her advice was to keep narrowing your tags down and coming up with tags based on important features. For example, character customization. She also mentioned that the first 15 tags will drive search recommendations throughout the store. Let's do an example. Let's take what we learned and try it out. Say we're making a game featuring Ask Game Dev's unofficial mascot, Super Teal Robot. It would be a robot-themed 2D action platformer that features linear levels, epic boss battles, and a variety of weapons. Step 1. Figure out what games are most similar to your title. Some of the games that inspire Super Teal Robot are Mega Man 11, Mighty No. 9, and Shovel Knight. Step 2. Look at the tags of the similar titles and compile them, paying more attention to each tag's top 5. Okay, so we're going to get each one's Steam page and write down their tags. From the 3 titles, we have 58 tags to work with. Step 3. Pare down the tag list. With the 58 tags, let's see which ones show up the most. We'll use a combination of the most common tags and tags that we think will be relevant to our game. There are 8 tags that showed up on all 3 games. Platformer, which was also in the top 5 of all 3. Side-scroller, action, single player, retro, difficult, great soundtrack, and 2D. There are 8 tags that showed up twice. Anime, comedy, indie, Kickstarter, robots, sci-fi, 2.5D, and adventure. Of these 16 tags, we can take away 2.5D and Kickstarter as they aren't relevant. Step 4. Remove empty calorie tags and poison pill tags. In Chris's article, he mentions action, indie, and adventure as empty calorie tags. Indie needs to go. For action and adventure, we'll have to add them, but we'll put them at the back of the list. He also mentions anime as a potential poison pill tag. Let's take that out too. With our list pared down, we're ready for step 5. Use Steam's Tag Wizard. So we've got platformer, side-scroller, single-player, retro, difficult, great soundtrack, 2D, comedy, robots, and sci-fi. Let's start up the Tag Wizard and see how many we can add. To open the Tag Wizard, head to your Steam dashboard. Click Edit Store page, then look for the Tag My Title button. Okay, here it is. Click Begin. First, it starts off with the top-level genres. Let's click Adventure and Action. We'll put them lower on the list later. Next, we have genres. We're going to add Platformer. Now, subgenres, we'll add Side-scroller. For visuals and viewpoint, we'll add 2D. For themes and moods, we have a bunch. Let's add comedy, robots, retro, and sci-fi. Under features, let's take Valve's advice and pick some features important to us. How about character customization? Players is pretty straightforward. We're going with single player. Because this tag is so broad, we'll make sure to deprioritize it. In the What Else section, we can search for more tags to add. Let's add difficult. Next, you'll be shown a list of tags that users have added. Make sure to uncheck Indie. Click Next. And now the page we've been waiting for. Steam will generate a list of similarly tagged games. Let's take a look at what we've got. Mega Man 11, 3 more Mega Man games, Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, Code Arcturus, and Mighty No. 9. It's a success. Our 3 target games are on the list. This is also the screen where you pick your tag order. Don't forget, the higher your tag is on the list, the more weight Steam will give it. Let's reorder the tags and see what other results we can get. We'll move the broad tags to the end and bring more narrow tags up front. With a little rearranging, we've managed to bring Mighty No. 9 closer in. As a comparison, let's see what the suggested prioritization would look like. Let's click the Suggested Prioritization button. As you can see, we've lost one of our target games, Shovel Knight. That's why it's important to put some strategy into your tag order. Now there's nothing left to do but go back to our custom order and click Publish. So if we do everything right, will we start seeing results right away? The answer to that is less clear. Simon Carless of the Game Discoverability Now newsletter writes that there are a number of factors the algorithm does take into account, including sales and reviews. One thing he states that is absolutely clear, though, is that using indie as your top tag is a waste. So if there is one thing that you can take away from this video, it's please stop using indie to tag your game on Steam. Thanks for watching. For more Ask Game Dev, check out this video for more Steam tips or this playlist on indie game marketing.